Okay, I would like to focus now on a thing called stillbirth and miscarriages, how people should relate, how people should deal with it, meaning we're going to focus first on the public and then we're going to see where we're going from there. Unfortunately, there are many times that a couple goes into the hospital, which everything sounds beautiful. They went into a normal birth, they give normal birth, and something happened over there and it ended up with a stillbirth. So there is many things that it's very important for the public to know, families, friends, co-workers, parents, how they should deal with it, what they should say, and better to say what they shouldn't say. The number one thing that those couples, which they don't want to be, and this goes probably in all tragedies that people are going through, they don't want to be treated special. They don't want to be inept, they want to be treated special, they want to be treated normal. Treat me normal, I am normal. Whatever I'm going through, I'm going to try to take help, whatever I need. But going on the street, going to the public, going back to work, going back to my store, shopping, I would like people should treat me normal. Unfortunately, people, they don't know and they should not know how to deal with them and what they should say. That's why it's very important that we're going to give them some guidance, we're going to give them some help, how they should deal with them and what they should say, what they shouldn't say. As many times people are just going to feel very uncomfortable when you see down the street that this friend comes and you don't know what to say, or you're just going to try to cross to the next street, or you're going to go into a store, which not knowing how much they pick it up and how far they see, and they pick this up many, many times when you just try to avoid them and to go somewhere else, which they know you're doing it only because you don't know what to say and just running away from them. So therefore, when you see somebody on the street that you know that she went through a stillbirth or whatever she went through, it's the best thing is to focus and to go and to say hello and start talking normally, say sorry about your loss, and start talking to her as normal. If she wants to continue about this, then you're going to do that. Otherwise, you're just going to talk to her as a normal schmooze, as you're going to find her in the street like a normal day. That's usually which it's going to make them feel comfortable with. They're going to start schmoozing with you if she is ready to do that. Sometimes she feels that she doesn't want to talk to this in the public, she doesn't want to talk to this to the public, she just wants to talk to this to private people which they are going to help her go through this. So you have to give her that feeling and the comfort to be able to be her friend and to talk like for everything else and just not focus on that. You could talk about babies, you could talk about other stuff that you're going through, buying for your families, and just go on as a normal life. When you are pushing a carriage and there is an infant in it, or there's a small baby in it, which makes it a little difficult for them. Yes, it is, but again, makes it more difficult for them when you try to put it aside or you try to just avoid them because you think it's going to make them very hard when they're going to see a newborn. No, it's worse that you should avoid them. It's better that you should go and talk to them, even there is some trigger which when she looks on the baby, it's going to be hard for her, but definitely she is going to have to, in a certain way, find herself a way how she's going to go on with life. And there are going to be babies, there are going to be Baruch Hashem mothers pushing carriages, and hopefully Be'ezus Hashem she is going to have certain tools and ways how she is going to deal with it, and she's going to go through this. When she comes back to work, the best thing is treat her normal. Comes in, try to say hello, try to treat her normal, don't try to give that look, don't try to give that feeling, oh she's back, and to whisper or to try to talk back of her. Just say hello, welcome her, and she goes back to, if it's in the office or it's a school, no matter what, just try to, as much as possible, to give her that feeling as treating her normal, welcoming her back to school, to work, and she should feel comfortable. You have to understand, for her coming back to work, for her coming back to school, for her coming back to her job, there's so many hours she put in thought how she's going to do it, and how people are going to give comments, and how people are going to say things, and what she's going to say, what she's going to say. Therefore, it's so important just avoid the whole thing that like nothing happened. Slowly, when she is going to feel comfortable, she will come over to you and she will share with you certain things which she feels comfortable to share with you. So try to make her as comfortable as possible. Don't feel that if I'm not going to say something, that I'm doing something. People usually think I have to say something, otherwise I'm just going to ignore the whole thing. Something happened over here, how could I just ignore it? But yes, we are going to say when she's going to be ready. And actually that's the halacha. When you go be menachem over somebody, you have to wait. The other person should start, the avos should start talking, because we have to know and understand where she is holding. And the same idea is over here, that we're going to wait till she feels comfortable. If she would like to share with you something, she will. Otherwise, we're just going to wait a day or two. And maybe then, if she is going to be comfortable, she will start talking. There's another huge part which it's very important for you to know. In a certain way, she was waiting for a beautiful baby to come in this world. Unfortunately, Hashem had another plan and the baby is not here. Going to parents, it's shalashudas. If it's other times when the family gets together, there are so many sisters and brothers, siblings, which they have, Baruch Hashem, children. Hashem should give them a lot of nachas for the children. In a certain way, it's very difficult for them when, especially when there are newborns. Newborns is a little bit hard, not a little bit, but I could focus more. We can hear from them more. It's the newborns, which that's as a constantly reminder. This is what I, was supposed to have and bring home, and unfortunately, it didn't happen. Don't try to push either way. Meaning, some people are going to like to hold newborns, some people are going to like to look, and some people trust it's too hard for them. In the beginning, they're going to try to avoid it. Just be natural, treat her normally. If she wants to hold, if she doesn't want, just try. Don't try to keep away the children or try to avoid. They should not see the newborn, or that's not a mahala, because she knows that you have Baruch Hashem a baby and she's really happy for you, but she's going to have to deal with it the way she's going to have to deal with it. But from your side, again, try to be as normal as possible. If she's not ready for it, she's going to try to find a way. Whenever she's going to be ready, she's going to try to do her way and to be able to continue and to be able to get back to the new normal, as we call it, and continue further on. So therefore, especially when it's a time when the family gets together, when a time when the family is there with all the children, and Baruch Hashem, we should always be with simcha and have simchas, but unfortunately, whatever she's going through, just give her time and give her the space if she needs it, and take it from there. Please, I would like to very, very much encourage everyone, do not give them a time limit till when they are allowed to be upset. This is something that it's the people, they don't know, and Baruch Hashem they don't know. If it's a week, if it's 2, if it's 6, if it's 8, no matter what, give them the time that they need. It's so hard to see that people are giving them a time limit. If it's a week, some people are very nice, they're going to give them 2 weeks, and then they're going to say, come on, you have to come, I have to go on, life goes on, forget about it. It was only a stillbirth, it was only a baby. This is, I could say the word, a killer for them, and they feel that nobody understands them, and then when they get so angry and so upset that the public doesn't understand them. So therefore, you have to give them time as long it takes. People, unfortunately, forget about this very fast because it was something that was not yet there, meaning they didn't experience the baby, they didn't experience what she's going through. Yes, they knew that she's expecting, but they didn't actually saw it. That's why somehow the public doesn't feel that this is a really, truly loss for them. I mean, Chazal brings that a lot, what a powerful thing they did by bringing a neshama to this world, which they be able to go up, l'chai olam haba. This whole thing about for them, was it for nothing? When hello means to say goodbye, the A Time has a special video for it, which we explain to them, and we have sports group for them, how they should go through this, which we call it, was it for nothing, and when hello means to say goodbye, which really, there is a beautiful program for them to give them the tools and the koyach to go on after such a loss. What for the people around, they should know, give them the time that they need. And it's very hard for us to give them 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 6 weeks, and you're going to judge how long and how much she is allowed to be upset until how long she is allowed to be upset. There's sometimes when it's unfortunately happened a little earlier, which the due date comes up, it's something that it's very hard that date for them. They see friends which they were exactly in the same matzav, and all of a sudden she lost the baby, and she see the friends going with the baby, which she's a lot of times she's going to remember, this is the baby I should have had, this is the baby which is going to be another trigger for her. So again, it's very hard for us, and we should never understand them, but we have to understand that we don't understand them. That's the main thing. Don't try to understand them, because hopefully you should never, and Hashem should help you, you should never understand them. And one little piece that I want to add to this, even you went through a similar story, even when you went through a loss, every person goes through loss differently. She has her mahalach, you have your mahalach. Please respect the mahalach that she is going through. Support her by be a good listener. The power of silence, that's the beauty of helping a friend. So now I would like a little bit to talk about brothers and men, how they relate to a stillbirth, which it's also much different than in a other tragedy. Because it's something that they had no shaykhs to it, nothing that they saw and they lost it. It's something they were expecting, something they were excited that it's going to happen, and unfortunately it's not happening. Therefore, it's very important for you to know that you don't understand, and there is a different kind of grieving and mourning such a loss than actually the woman who was actually carried the child for 9 months, and unfortunately it's not here. Knowing that you were not so connected to the baby, knowing that you don't understand her, again, that's also the biggest tool that you can able to help such a person to go through such a loss. You're going to have your time, you're going to have your place, you're going to have, if it's bam davening or going to shul, where you're going to be able to cry, you're going to be able to give out emotions and feelings, but understand that she has her time and she has her way how she is going to give out emotions and feelings about such a loss. So the main point is, give her the message that the way she does it, that's the way she should do it. Don't try to guide her or push her to a different way how she should deal with it. It's very important to respect the way she deals with it, to respect the way she mourns and grieves, and to understand that you are in a different matzav. And explain this to her. Talk to her about it. That I have a different way, you have a different way, and that's in general loss, that's in general trauma, that's in general when you go through a loss, how men and women are dealing with it differently. Over here, it's much, much more in a sensitive way, how she feels that your mom is not understanding her because you were not so connected. I would say even you're not connected to the baby at all. You only the upsetness of the future, but there's a part that only she was so connected to the baby. That's why for her it's much, much harder. And again, it's not easy for you. I'm not going to say that it's easy, but it's a totally different way how you're dealing with it. Explain to her this, and you should be able to talk about it. And the main thing, respect each other's the way and the mahalach that she is going, the way in the mahalach that you're going. Just make sure to tell her about how you feel about her, that you're still there and you're going to be there for her, even you're not showing the emotions and feelings the way that she would like you should. Explain to her that this is the way how Hashem created a man, this is my way because the way it is. That's very important that you should know. I would like to send one thing for the parents, grandparents from this baby that went up to Shemaim, that passed away, and also for the children, their couple that just lost the stillbirth, which it's very difficult for them. There is a thing that we see and in such a circumstance, it's the protection, that the parents try to protect the children, try to make sure that are okay, and certain feelings that it's going to be very hard to share with them, and you're going to be a little bit upset why she's not talking to you. Not always, but a lot of times. Respect that feeling that it's hard for her to talk to you about her feelings. what she is going through, and you know, all the kind of emotions what's really it's dealing with. In a certain way, we want to see the children going back to normal. We want to see them as a couple going through this and get back to normal and be happy and continue life. But from the other side, again and again and again, give them the time they need. And there is no timetable to say, okay, we're going to give you a week, and after a week, come on, you have to get back to yourself. Try to be there for them. Give them the message by telling them, whatever you need, however you need it, just do it the way it's good for you. Be there for them. Don't try to pretty them between the siblings. Don't try to treat them differently between the siblings. Try to treat them normal and try to make sure that they have whatever they need, and what they need is treat them normal. Privately, sometimes they would like, maybe you could just give them the message that you're here for them, but a lot of times even this is a little hard for them. They just want to be treated normally. Sometimes they just want to go home. They don't want to stay in your house, not because they are not comfortable, because they feel by being home that's going to help them. Again, there is one rule, that there is no rule. Every couple will deal with it differently. Every tragedy is, the person is going to try to find a way how he or she is going to try to deal with it. So it's very hard to give a general mahalach how people should guide them and what they should do. The only thing is, the very important thing is, as I keep on telling you, treat them normally and give them the space, whatever and how long they need. Be there for them. Try to show them in a certain way we are here, but from the other side, respect their privacy, respect what way they want to go through this, and make sure that they having what they need. I want to focus in one little line about miscarriages. Miscarriages is something very hard, because they feel that as much as stillbirth, this is even more, because they feel it's only people. I hear this many, many times. People are just saying it because they try, as they say, minimize your pain by minimize the trauma, the tragedy, that it was only a miscarriage. This is a killer for them. They really feel it's so hard for them. And the way they put it down for me so many times, it's so painful for them when people are trying just to say it was only a miscarriage. I mean, there's no words to express and to say how hurt they are when people are trying to minimize it was only a miscarriage. A miscarriage is something that is very hard for them. A miscarriage is something that they have to deal with it. And it's also something which physically and emotionally both are there. They have to deal with it. It's a process. It takes time. It's going to take for her time to get back to herself and to deal with it and to go on. So therefore, respect that feeling for them, respect the time, and give them the time they need. And please do not push away their time and their feelings by trying to minimize their pain. Minimizing the pain, it's something so hard for them. The public doesn't understand me. People don't understand me. And all of a sudden she feels that there is no one out there that she could talk to, because whatever she talks to, she had that feeling that people are just trying to give her the message, come on, forget about it, life goes on, and you continue living, and it happened, and that's it. This is a very hard for them to get that message from the public. What they need is, we're here for you, we're going to try to treat with the way you want to, and normally the way is they would like to be treated normal, but when she brings up certain things, when she brings up certain feelings, just be there as a power of silence, the power of listening, the power just to be there. People are going to say, I want to do something, tell me what I should do. And the answer to that is, just be there, just listen to them. Give her a listening ear, which she and he are going to be able to talk to you and give out emotions and feelings, and this is truly going to be able to give them chizik and to continue to go on and to help them go through this. May Hashem help every person, everyone, by being sensitive to those families. In this case, we should never ever know about this. We should all be able to make simchas and to be besimcha, and bekarav we should be zoicha to hear the shofar shel Mashiach. Bekarav we should be zoicha to be as goyal tzedek. V'mhaira b'yamayni. Amen. And thank you very much.